Hey guys, Jacqueline Fernandez here at the Alert Center. Thank you so much for joining us on this rainy Tuesday, depending on where you are. Did you see all that rain kind of like hitting your window with the wind this morning? I certainly did. I live in the Blackstone area, so maybe you did too if you live in that area as well. Meantime, we are talking about back to school, right? So the end of summer fun is nearing the corner. Are you ready for back to school? Do you have all your back to school supplies, your backpacks, those pens, those pencils, you name it, the tablet, maybe for those older students out there, and those graphing calculators? I think I used one of those once, hence the career in journalism. Good luck to you if you're a math kid. So here to tell us a little bit more about some scams to avoid when you are buying some of these products is Tristan with the Better Business Bureau. Tristan, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon at the Alert Center.
Yeah, happy to be here as always. Moving it to Wednesday, but happy to be here.
Yeah, happy to have you for sure. Thank you so much. So a big thing back to school, I remember I liked to go back to school shopping, especially for the colored pencils and all the fun stuff, the creative stuff, if you will. But you want to make sure you're staying on budget. So let's start there.
Yeah, absolutely. So I know for many families across the area, back to school shopping can be a lot, especially when you have kids and you want them to, stand out. You want them to have the coolest gear, the coolest clothes, all the fun utensils and everything. So you want to make sure that you're getting your kids what they need to be successful in the classroom, but also staying on a budget. So it starts with, making a list before you get to the store, before you get to Target or Walmart or wherever you go. Just sticking on a budget and saying, all right, we're going to spend this much for supplies here. Maybe we need some tissues. How much should we buy here? So I think just starting out and putting a budget for how much you would like to spend makes it so much easier. So when you get to the store and you already know your list, it makes it easier to stick to that budget.
Ooh, I like that. So you don't want to let your eyes do the shopping for you, right? You want to be prepared. So if you see that cool colored marker that's not on the list, maybe skip that one for now. So moving to number 2, maximize your savings. So right here we have take advantage of sales and tax-free weekends. I know that Iowa just had their tax-free weekend. I think it was maybe a couple weekends ago, if I'm not mistaken, but there are other ways to maximize savings. So combine store sales with manufacturer rebates, coupons, and loyalty program points. Can you elaborate on those for us?
Yeah, absolutely. So there's so many different organizations and just companies that will give out discount codes when it comes to back to school shopping. So do your research and look on there to see if there are any businesses that maybe give a little bit of a discount when it comes to colored pencils per se, or notebooks, or anything that you can just get at Target. One thing that also helps maximize your savings, especially for the older kids, is there's so many companies that have just student discounts. So I know that Target has student discounts. Amazon, you can get Amazon Prime for a discount and a few months free as a student. So when it comes to deciding on what supplies you need, decide where you want to go, what you need, but then do a little bit more research to find out where you can get the best bang for your buck when it comes to electronics, supplies, food even. So it can just make your life so much easier when you maximize your savings and you're not spending the most possible amount.
Okay, good advice there for sure, Tristan. Now, this is one that kind of always I find a bit intimidating. Consider bulk shopping for essentials. Do you hear that? Do you hear that beeping noise?
Yes, one sec. Let me see if I can
Is that you?
figure
Is
that
that
out real
me?
quick. There we go.
That was you. Okay.
Yes.
It could be me for all I know. So, okay.
Yes, there we go.
All right, thanks. At least we both hear it, so that makes me feel better about myself anyway,
Exactly.
right? So there we
Yeah,
go.
we're not going crazy. We got that figured out. Sweet.
Yeah, too late. All right, so getting back on track here, though, consider bulk shopping for essential items. So, if you know you're going to go through a bunch of pens, let's say, or pencils for the new school year, these are some items that you might consider shopping in bulk for. Tell us why this is a good idea if you have a place to store all this stuff, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So bulk shopping, at first, it can seem like a lot because you're paying more upfront, but the return on investment is huge because when December starts to hit, or we're getting past winter break, and all these other students are thinking, oh gosh, I need to I need to get up on my pencils or my notebooks, or I'm running out of these supplies. You just know I paid less upfront and we're already ready for the whole school year. So it's definitely beneficial to buy in bulk when it comes to, not only school supplies, but, the tissues, the wipes, the things that help around in the classroom, along with snacks. I mean, go to Costco, They also have a student discount code that you can use. So, so many different ways that you can buy in bulk and just set yourself up for the whole year.
Okay, cool. I love that. And especially if you have a big family, why not buy in bulk? So some good advice there.
Exactly.
All right, Tristan, well, thank you so much for your time as always. We really appreciate it and nice to see you.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, and wishing all the families best of luck as their kids head back to school.
Yeah, August 7th for some, I think, right? My goodness.
Very early. Yes,
Tomorrow.
early and earlier. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, scary stuff there. Happy to be employed and not in school.
Exactly. Yes.
All right, my dear. Thank you so much for your time. Again, appreciate it. We'll see you later.
Thank you.
All right, guys, so I am going to switch gears quickly now. We're going to head outside and take a live look from our Blackstone camera to discuss the weather real quick here from Senior Chief Meteorologist Rusty Lord. So today, a 70% chance of morning showers and storms. We started out the broadcast here at the Alert Center talking about a lot of rain and wind in the Blackstone area, at least this morning. Rusty even said isolated hail, wind, and heavy rain potential. So right on track there. A high of 85 today. Tonight, partly cloudy, a 40% chance of spotty showers, a high of 87. And then, ooh, this is a pretty picture for you. Let's take a live look from our Southwest First National camera. The American flag blowing in the wind there, and not as crazy it was this morning, I'll say that. Thursday, a 30% chance of morning showers, then partly cloudy with a high of 87. And then Friday, or Friday, mostly sunny, breezy, a high of 96. But here's the feels like temperature, okay? Feels like up to 105 degrees. So hopefully you have that pool, that dunk tank, that, you know, je ne sais quoi, whatever you'd like to call it, an opportunity to be in some sort of water device that can cool you down if you are forced to be outside and not in the AC. So that's a quick look at our weather. Now, I do want to head to our website. You can head there for the latest and greatest. Our digital team, woo woo, working nonstop on all of these stories for us. So here's our website, firstalert6.com. We do have this breaking news banner, so I do want to focus on this. This is something that I'm just seeing right now, so I do want to give you the very latest into this breaking news. So this is our breaking news top story at this moment. Disgruntled employee in custody after incident at downtown Omaha restaurant. This is according to OPD. So as you can see, this is the story that is on our website. We do have this Google map available for you to take a look at where exactly this is taking place. So this is where Omaha police were called to, Lulabee's Breakfast, Brunch, and Bar. This is, as you can see from the map, near 10th and Dodge Streets. It happened around 8:30 in the morning today. And Lieutenant Bonacci tells us that the scene in this incident, a disgruntled employee was making a threat or a gesture at another employee while armed with a knife. So the manager thankfully was able to get the employees to a safe area. And that is that at this point. Of course, we are calling this breaking news at this point, and we will bring you the very latest on our website, firstalert6.com, as we get more information into the newsroom here. Now, in the meantime, just want to say thank you so much for joining us here at the Alert Center. We hope to see you at 3 o'clock with our Dave Zavolinsky. We'll be back then. And in the meantime, hopefully you won't get rained on. And if you do, hopefully you have an umbrella. Just saying. All right, we'll see you at 3.